Hello, my name is Terrence, and today I will be discussing a portion of a theory found in Chapter 4 of a first look at communication theory. The chapter is entitled Mapping the Territory, and throughout the chapter, there are 7 different communication tradition theories that make up what the author calls the landscape of communication theory. The overall theory is the phenomenological tradition, but more specifically, I will be discussing the term phenomenology. Now, in a nutshell, phenomenology is an attempt to analyze the everyday experiences of others and how that experience affects them through conversation. It places an importance on the individual's experience and their interpretation of it because in the phenomenological tradition, there's nothing more important than one's own experiences. Looking back on my own life, a moment I can recall where I engaged in phenomenology was when someone very close to me told me they were depressed. Without getting into the specifics, they told me about how they were feeling, the different emotions, the sense that they've ruined their life, the feeling of not wanting to live anymore. And I didn't just listen because that's what they say we should do. I more so listened because I knew what it was like to be in that position. I knew what it was like to feel that low and wanting to give up. So with that in mind, I didn't bombard them with the typical, it'll be okay, or things will get better statements, because I knew that wasn't what they wanted to hear, nor was it what they needed to hear. I listened. I let them open up and tell me about what they were feeling and thinking, and why they were feeling and thinking the things they were. But then what I did tell them was that sometimes life sucks. Sometimes it feels like things aren't going your way or that you mess up everything, and that it's okay to feel that way. What's not okay is to let that feeling take control over your life. Because just because things are bad now doesn't mean they'll always be that way. You have the power to change it. There was a time before this rough time when things were better, so hope for better days to come ahead. Don't dwell on your past mistakes, but rather learn from them and try to become better from them, stronger from them. Wear your mistakes as a badge of where you've been and what you've overcome. It starts with you and what you want to believe. You can believe all the negative and dwell on who you were, or you can believe in the positive and put your mind and energy towards becoming a better you. Now, every day is still a work in progress for them, but they've realized that they have control to make things better. They still have their highs and their lows, but overall, they are trying to make a move in a better and positive direction. Now that I have discussed my experiences, I'd like to make a few emphases. For starters, I believe that without even realizing it, we can engage in the act of phenomenology. I suggest that in order to engage in phenomenology, though, one must first be able to experience empathy. Without being able to understand the feelings of others or being able to put yourself in their shoes, you won't be able to fully grasp what that experience truly means or meant to that person. Now, in conclusion, phenomenology as a practice in a tradition requires one to evaluate an experience from the point of view of the person that experienced it. Time in history, race, gender, religion, age, culture, and a list of other things contribute to each of our experiences and how we experience things, resulting in each of us having different experiences and perceptions. Being able to remove oneself from our own perceptions and ideas and being able to take on the perception of someone else requires empathy in the sense of being able to understand what another is going through. By doing so, we're able to build better and stronger relationships, not just with others, but with ourselves as well. We also have the opportunity to become more effective listeners as well by focusing not only on what it is that's being told to us, but also who the speaker is and what their personal experiences may be. Because who we are and what we've seen and been through is reflected in the things we say and how we say them. What I hope we all can take away from this is to be a better listener and focus more on understanding where the other person is coming from before responding. No matter how bad things may seem or be, we still hold the power to change the course of our lives.